important stuff here. Listen to this. A leading auction house tells us that demand for the best in fine art exceeds supply. That's why prices are going up so much. We have with us Brooke Lampley. She's the head of Impressionist Art at Christie's, joining us here in New York City. Brooke, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Now, you just had an extremely successful auction program. You raised hundreds of millions of dollars, didn't you? How much?
Almost $770 million over the last 2 weeks for Impressionist and modern art and post-war and contemporary.
And that is a great deal more than you were expected to bring in, correct?
It is. It's more than $100 million over our projected combined, for the last 2 weeks.
Which means that the prices paid were higher than the sellers were expecting, correct?
Than we could have predicted. Then we could have advised them, yes.
Now, I know you're in the business of selling and auctioning, but I'm going to ask you for a value judgment. Why do you think prices are up so much? Why do you think that relatively wealthy people are putting their money into fine art? Why?
Because they believe in it as a long-term, stable asset class with appreciation. We see that over and over, and that's been a phenomenon, a global phenomenon.
Yeah, but that kind of pickup in prices, 100 million more than you were expecting, that means there's a mass influx into this asset class. They really believe in this thing.
Well, or that our collectors are competing ever more aggressively for the best works. Yeah. And we put forward exceptional quality works across the board the past 2 weeks, everything from Monet to Warhol, and people competed aggressively for those pieces.
We're showing some on the screen right now, and this is the fine art. Is that right?
Yes.
This is fine art.
This is fine art.
I'm not being facetious. I'm just trying to get to grips with $770 million worth of fine art. Well, hold on. Just freeze that for a second. What's that one on the screen right now?
That is Warhol's Statue of Liberty from 1967.
How much?
$39 million hammer, which with buyer's premium comes to $43.7 million.
Okay. $39 million hammer. So the guy in the tuxedo, bang, it goes down, $39 million, sold to the gentleman in whatever. And then you add on what? The
buyer's premium comes to 4.7, yes.
You charge $4.7 million for auctioning off a $39 million painting.
Well, there are costs involved, too.
Oh, I'm sure there are. That guy in the tuxedo.
We sent that around the world.
Really?
To be viewed. So.
Okay, there's costs involved. I got you. Now, look at it from the seller's point of view for a second. Obviously, they're getting a very good price, but are they selling now because they take their profit now, so they pay this year's lower capital gains tax rate than next year?
There's been a lot of speculation about this, and surely it's something that we're mindful of. But I believe primarily that our sellers were selling this season because they saw an optimal market moment, and we advised them accordingly. This was the moment to optimize their sale price, and that's fundamentally why people were choosing to sell. And there was a lot of discretionary selling. You
deal in fine art and modern impressionist art, okay, but can you just extend across the whole art spectrum? Is everything going up as an asset class?
That would be a generous statement, I think. I think this is leading for all of what we sell.
It's this is where it's at, so to speak.
This is where it's at.
So a Leonardo or one of the other old guys.
Well, we see that too. Incredibly scarce and rare and wonderful objects will always drive prices. And jewelry, for example. Jewelry is doing extremely well.
Do you deal in jewelry?
I don't personally. I'm not an expert in jewelry.
It's fine art. But you know that diamonds and fine, that they're going up.
Yes, we had a tremendous sale this past week in Geneva.
Okay. It was interesting to hear you use the expression asset class, but I suppose you're used to that, aren't you?
Well, it is.
Yeah, you got another big sale coming up?
We always do. We have sales again in London in February for these two categories, and we hope the tide will continue to rise.
Who's buying? Last question.
Everyone.
Which nationality?
All over the world, but in the Impressionist and modern sales, my expertise, particularly last week, the buying was over 50% American.
Really? Fascinating. Brooke Lampley, Christie's, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank
Come
you so
again.
much.
Very interesting stuff. Appreciate it. Thank you. Mitt Romney.